Hi everyone, and welcome to Serena's Creations. Well, today is my day 3. How is your day 3 going? Or have you started? Have you started your day 1? Well, I would love to hear about your journey too. But let me tell you a little bit about my journey. So, as I said, today is my day 3. Which means yesterday was my day 2. You know, we all have that motivation and we're going real strong. And sometimes you hit a rock in the road. Well, I didn't necessarily hit a rock in the road. I still stayed on my meal plan. But, you know, it does get a little frustrating and maybe you might get a little irritated. And I think that's just what happened to me yesterday. I really can't explain it, but it was just one of those days. But anyways, I'll tell you about what I ate, how I felt. So yesterday I had that one taco. That was great because I poured it all into a bowl. And of course I put a lot of lettuce, so it made it look really big. And once I got it into the bowl, I just mixed it all up. And even had the sour cream in there and everything. So I kind of had a little flavor in every bite, which is important. Need that for your taste buds. So that was really good. But yesterday, I actually had planned too many meals. So I had too much food with me when I left my house yesterday. But that doesn't mean that I ate it. I just had planned out for 7 meals instead of 6 meals. Which I can do either 6 or 7. 6 would be 1,800 calories. 7 would be 2,100 calories. And like I said, for my size, 2,100 calories is okay. I would still be able to lose weight. But I've been trying to stay with the 600, with the 6 meals at 300 calories, which would give me about 1,800 calories. So I didn't really feel hungry yesterday. For dinner, I did have that half a piece of country fried steak, but the half a piece of country fried steak was only about 240 calories. So I still had about 60 calories to play with. And I had a pineapple in the refrigerator. So I went ahead and cut up the pineapple and ate some fresh pineapple. So that was an extra little sweet treat that I got for the day. But once again, it was something that I had in the refrigerator. Now, you ask, why did you have a pineapple in your refrigerator? Well, I had made fruit baskets for 2 of my kids for Easter. And unfortunately, one of them wasn't able to make it here. And so I got to eat all the stuff that was in the fruit basket. And the pineapple was one of the things that was in it. So I know I've been trying to tell you I'm eating the stuff that I just happen to have in my refrigerator. And yes, I just happen to have a pineapple in my refrigerator. So I've already done my meal planning for today. I did make sure that I started this video after 9 o'clock so that way I wouldn't get interrupted by my 9 o'clock alarm. I already ate. I had my polenta this morning. I have one more setup of polenta, so I will have that tomorrow for breakfast, and then I'll move on to something else. I'm thinking about having cocoa wheat. That's something that I like. I'm going to see if I can try to manage it so I can be under my 300 calories because, you know, the way I make it isn't exactly the way that they make it. I add other stuff to it. So I'm going to play with that a little bit and see what I can do. When you're doing meal planning, when you're trying to set up these portions and stuff, it is kind of difficult because you cook something and you're only eating just this little amount. So that means you have a lot left over. So you have to figure out what you're going to do with it. So like when I made the polenta, okay, it was just for me. and I had it for 4 days. Well, today was day 3, and then I'll have it tomorrow, day 4, because it had 4 servings in it. So yes, I ate the same thing every morning, but I didn't want it to go to waste. I didn't want it to just sit in the fridge and then not use it. Now, could I? It says you're only supposed to keep it in the fridge for 3 days, so that's why I was trying to use it up. Now, I probably could have put something else in the middle there. Could have ate something else different today and then ate it for the next 2 days. But that's what happens when you're doing these portion controls and stuff, because when you make something, you know, yes, you're trying to make just a little bit, but you also want to be able to be prepared. So like yesterday morning when I made the hamburger, I made a whole pound of hamburger, but I didn't put all the taco seasoning in. Well, of course, once again, I got interrupted. My daughter called me this morning while I was videotaping, so I had to stop so I could talk to her. So, but that's okay. I am getting ready to DoorDash right now. Actually, I've been DoorDashing, but it wasn't a busy day, so I figured I'd stop, shut everything off, and I would finish the video for today. So, as I was saying this morning, I was talking about how I had cooked a whole pound of hamburger, and then I separated it into little small containers. I separated it into 2-ounce containers. I took those 2-ounce containers, put them in a Ziploc baggie, and put them in the freezer. So now when I want to have something, I can just take out the little 2-ounce cup, which will make it easier for food preparation, just like for this morning. This morning I had set up for, I call it my lasagna mush. At least that's what my mom used to call it. The other day, I wasn't quite as filled when I had just that 1 cup of macaroni with tomato sauce. So today I decided to try to up that just a little bit. So instead of a cup of macaroni, I used a 1/2 cup of macaroni. And then I used a tablespoon of cottage cheese. I used 14 grams of shredded cheese. And I used one of the 2-ounce cups of hamburger. So it makes it so it tastes like lasagna. Like I said, I call it lasagna mush. Not everybody likes that. People don't like that all together like that, but it worked really well. I took that all to work with me, and I put it all into 1 container, and I stuck it in the microwave, and voila, I got to eat lasagna. That was one of my meals today. One of my other meals that I had was my fruit cup. Of course, I did that right after work. I already said that I had my polenta. I'm not exactly sure what I'm going to have for dinner yet. I haven't quite decided. I did stop at the grocery store and I bought a couple of things. I did buy a head of cabbage. I know. I bought a head of cabbage. Can you believe that? I also bought Brussels sprouts. But I did some research and I found some recipes for cabbage and for the Brussels sprouts, so I'm gonna try it. I mean, it can't hurt. I'll cook it. I'll either like it or I won't like it. If I don't like it, then I will never eat it again. But you know, your taste buds change as you get older, so it's quite possible that I'll still be able to eat it. But well, we'll see. My mom used to make these things called guankies out of the cabbage, and all it is pretty much stuffed cabbage. You put hamburger in it and a bunch of, you know, vegetables and stuff, and you wrap it up, and then it simmers in a tomato sauce. So I'm thinking about maybe trying that. I also saw some really cool recipes for cabbage fritters. Of course, that's fried, but I'm not going to be frying that much, so I mean, you got to take the good with the bad, I guess. I gotta go with flavor too, because if I'm gonna keep this up for a long period of time, I have to actually enjoy what I'm eating. So anyways, the last thing that I wanted to talk about before I got off today was last night I had my TOPS meeting. Okay, my TOPS meeting, which is Take Off Pound Sensibly. My TOPS meeting meets on Tuesday nights. And I weighed in. Now, remember I told you on my day 1 that I was at my highest weight I have ever been. Well, I had lost a little bit from last week. So I actually was high last week, and then when I got home from SRD, of course, and a lot of it was because of my medicine, because I hadn't taken my medicine, and we'll get into discussions about that, and fluid retention and all that kind of stuff. But I didn't really take my medicine that much while I was at SRD over the weekend, because I didn't want to have to go pee all the time. But anyways, back to what I was talking about. I had, from last week to this week at my TOPS chapter, I did have a loss. So that was very exciting for me, considering I had only been being careful for a day whenever I had my meeting. So from now on Tuesdays, I will try to update everybody. Of course, it'll be Wednesday morning when I post about it, but I will let you know how I'm doing on my journey. Today, I feel pretty good. I have definitely been trying to stay busy. Of course, I'm looking at the clock constantly, and right now I'm looking at the clock and it says 4:56. So you know what that means? In 4 minutes, I can eat my next food. Well, today I've had a lot of real food. So I had that lasagna mush. I had 2 boneless pork chops. Well, they were only little tiny ones, like this. But when they were cut up and everything, it was about 4 ounces of boneless pork chops, and that came in about 260 calories or so. I cooked it up this morning, and I cubed it up and everything, so all I had to do was pop it in the microwave when I was at work. So I've had lots of real food. So this afternoon, well, for this 5 o'clock, I have my snacks, and I'll show you what I have for snacks. And once again, stuff that I have in the house. So I have my Lance wafer crackers. Okay, so now these are 190 calories. And then when I was door dashing 2 days ago, there was one of the little baskets that people put out and says, "Oh, delivery drivers, please help yourself." Well, there wasn't a whole lot to choose from that was healthy. So I got myself some Cheetos Puffs. And the Cheetos Puffs are 140 calories. You can see 140 calories. And then with this being 190 calories, I'm looking at 330 calories between the two. But I know that I didn't eat the full 300 calories. Okay, like I was saying, I know I didn't eat my full 300 calories when I had the pork chop. So I am gonna splurge a little bit with the extra 300 calories. So I've got this and this that I get to eat right now because that was my 5 o'clock timer going off. Okay, so I guess that's about it for today. And I want to remind you to hit that subscribe button and be sure to share my YouTube channel with anybody. This is about inspiring others. It makes me accountable because I'm putting my whole self out there, but I want to inspire other people to have their day 1, because everybody says you're going to start, but when are you actually going to do it? And I'm trying to show that you can start off little bit by little bit. I'm not exercising right now. I'll add that in. That's through my journey. But right now, I'm just trying to focus on changing my food eating lifestyle. And so while I'm doing that, you're with me. So hit that subscribe button, and thank you for watching.